Hey guys, today's going to be a little bit of a different video. Let me just get this out of the way right now. If you get offended easily, or if you don't like the title of this video, or you don't have an open mind, I really wouldn't suggest watching this. Like, I would click out of it right now. Although I encourage all comments, I honestly, like, no, I'm here to do this for people who want to hear it. So being that it's Pride Month, I really wanted to do an LGBT video, something along the lines of either like a tutorial or a talking video, which I might do a tutorial video, but this is going to be more of like a talk through video where I talk to you guys about stuff, which I don't really get to do, so I'm really excited for this. Again, if you don't really have an open mind, then just don't watch it, because you might not like what I'm going to have to say, and that's fine, but just don't waste your time. I wanted to talk about a couple things. One of the things I'm going to talk about is Caitlyn Jenner. All of this just got released yesterday, so I know it's like huge, and I don't know when this video is going up, but as of today, everything got released yesterday, and I just think it's wonderful. I think it's amazing. I think that someone with that much publicity to come out and to do what she has done is amazing. So that's just my personal opinion. I'm going to go into more about that, and then also some of my personal things as well. And it's all going to kind of flow together. This video might be kind of all over the place, but just kind of bear with me. There's a lot to be said. Also, if you guys want to leave any questions down below, totally can. If I get enough questions, I'm thinking of maybe doing like a question and answer video, but we'll kind of see. But you guys can leave all of your questions down below. I'd love to like kind of interact with people on this subject. So first, I'm just going to get started by talking about Caitlyn Jenner. I think, again, it's amazing that someone with such huge spotlight on them has the courage to come out and to, you know, do all this in front of everybody. And I know, like, they came out and they were on the show. I don't really watch the Kardashians at all, so I don't really know like what's been going on. But then yesterday, like, out of nowhere, well, I guess not out of nowhere, but then yesterday, like, bam, there were all the pictures. And I honestly, like, wow, she is beautiful, and I'm just like blown away. Like, honestly, like, I'm just blown away by those pictures. Like, wow, it's amazing. And I really wanted to know what you guys think about it. Now, I saw on other forms of social media, people were agreeing with it, people were not agreeing with it, people think that it's a touchy subject, and I think that it should be talked about. I think that, you know, it's 2015 and society needs to lighten up. So, you know, why does everybody have to have a label? No, you know, you don't need a label. I just think that it's amazing, and that's that. I don't think that people should spend a ton of time on it, and I think that they should let her live the life that she always wanted to. I mean, he spent long enough in that body that he didn't want to be in for so long. Now let her live in the body that they, you know, feel comfortable living, and make them feel comfortable. Don't make them feel like a foreign object or something. You know what I mean? Like, come on. So I wanted to touch lightly on that whole Caitlyn Jenner situation. Now, let's take it back to before the whole Caitlyn Jenner thing. I am obviously in a relationship. Obviously, you guys know that I have been with girls. I don't know if you guys know, but I've been with guys. I was in a relationship with a guy for 5+ years. And for a while, you know, I identified as bi, I identified as lesbian, I identified as straight, I've identified as a lot of different things. And honestly, I don't think that you really need to have a label. I'm not one of those people who they get offensive by labels, and I'm not one of those people who really feels it's necessary that you need to label things. You know, sometimes you need labels. Sometimes you need to know, you know, what that person prefers. Like, you know, are you Italian? Are you Portuguese? Are you whatever? Are you straight? Do you like girls? Like, if I'm looking to date a girl, I need to know if you like girls. You know what I mean? So sometimes you do kind of need to know, well, obviously you need to know, but sometimes you do need to kind of put a label on things, which is fine, okay? That's how you have to kind of get through life. Get over it. If you're offensive about it, you need to get over that. Now, I really just know who I am as a person inside, and I don't need to identify as anything, and I can kind of go into that later. Being in the LGBT community, I go down to a place called the Gayborhood a lot. It's in Philly. It's literally called the Gayborhood. They have like gay street signs and everything. And I'm very active. I like to go to pride places. I like to go to like a bunch of different, I like to go to gay bars, gay restaurants, like, you know, but I don't just go to those places. I go to straight places. I go to all different places, but I like going down there because it's very comfortable, and I love being around like people that are gay, you know, it's just fun. But so I'm active. I know transgender people, I know gender neutral people, I know lesbians, I know gay people, I know a bunch of different, you know, people that identify as different things. And so I know typically the traits of someone who act a certain way. Like, and I'm not saying that everybody is the same. I'm just saying that if someone is a lesbian, I can kind of tell, yeah, that person might be, or if they're straight and I kind of think that they might be interested in girls, I can kind of pick that up, you know what I mean? Or vice versa, however it is. So all that being said, I was in the car with my girlfriend when I was in Florida visiting her for the first time, and we were driving, and I literally just turned to her and was like, how do you feel about transgender people? Like, I have a question. You might think it's weird, but how do you feel about transgender people? And she was like, wow, that's weird. And I'm like, why is that weird? And she goes, it just is, and tells me her thoughts on it. Okay, no big deal. I pull over. I'm like, we need to talk about this, because for some reason I was just kind of getting a vibe of her maybe wanting to be trans, or wanting to be called a boy, or wanting to, you know, you have those lesbians who are boyish, obviously, but then you have lesbians where they are definitely more boyish than others. And so I just wanted to know, not that it would be bad if she wanted to be a lesbian, or wanted to be a boy, or wanted to be whatever. I just wanted to know, because I was getting those feelings. Sometimes I get a feeling of something, no matter what it is, and I'm like, I just have a feeling about that, I have to ask. So I did. And we kind of just talked about how we each felt about it. I told her how I had a friend who went through it, or an acquaintance who went through it, and we just talked about how we felt and everything like that. How my first experience with a trans person was, not that I was ever with one, but just my experience and everything. So throughout the months, it just kind of kept coming up, like little things just kept coming up in conversation with Meg. You know Megan. I have videos of me and Megan, girlfriend tag, like all those things, so you guys have met Megan. Basically, throughout the time, we both just kind of realized that Megan is trans, and now goes by Mason. Surprise. Some of you may have already known this on Instagram if you guys follow us, but I'm one of those people that I don't do announcements. People like me for who I am. People want to be in my life, or they don't want to be in my life. You might feel uncomfortable with that. You might not. You might be supportive of that. I'm okay with it. I didn't ever think that I would be with a transgender person, or I don't even know how to really say it. But I didn't really think that I would. Not that I didn't support it, because I 100% support it. I remember dating somebody a while back, a girl, and hearing about the first transgender person that I've ever heard about, that was actually, like, you know, in the circle of friends. I've heard of it online and in headlines and on the news and stuff, but I've never had an interaction with a transgender person. I remember hearing about it, and one of the girls trying to hook another girl up with the transgender person, and the lesbian saying, how am I supposed to like your vagina if you don't like your vagina? And in a way, I was like, that's true. But in another way, I was like, that's kind of judgmental. That's kind of closed-minded. That's kind of fucked up. And now looking back after educating myself on it, because I didn't understand it. It's not that I looked down upon it. I just didn't understand it. So I took time out of my days, and watched YouTube videos. I read books on it. I looked stuff up online because I wanted to know. I wanted to be educated on it. I think that that's a huge thing. I think that people who aren't educated on it, or people don't know enough about it, need to be, because that's what helps people understand what these people are going through. And I know when I watch these YouTube videos, I really understood what that exact person was going through, that girl was talking about, that they were trying to hook her up with. And I was like, wow, I would never want to feel like that. I would never want to feel like I'm stuck in a body that I don't belong in. I would never want to feel like I have to envy my brother because he can dress in men's clothes and I can't. So it's just, and it goes so far and beyond that. And if you guys want, you can Google it or, you know, YouTube it yourself and kind of do some education and look at people's stories. I completely felt like I understood at that point after, you know, watching videos, and I watched it almost like a reality show. I waited for them to upload their new video of the month so I could see the changes in their voice and the changes in their personality, or not even personality, but their changes in, you know, just their development of their body and their life at that point. It was just amazing. It was amazing to see that and to see somebody become the person who they felt they have always been. So it was just a beautiful thing to me. But ever since becoming educated on the matter and the fact and all of it, I completely have an open mind with so many things, not just transgender people, with so many things in life because of that person and because of their story, because of other people's stories too. So I really encourage you, if you don't know a lot about it, to do your research, and I promise it will open your mind to so much. But so that's how I kind of knew a lot about it, and that's how I kind of knew that my girlfriend felt that way. Going back to saying that I never thought that I would date a transgender person, I didn't. And you know, I support it 100%, but I liked girls. I liked masculine, maybe not even masculine, but I liked boyish girls, obviously. But then, you know, realizing that I fell in love with the person I am with for specific reasons. I could give you a million reasons of why I love the person I'm with right now. And I told them, as long as that does not change, as long as you as a person does not change, then I will be here forever. And it doesn't matter if you want to be a guy to me. Although I never thought that I would be into that, the amount of love that I have for this person that I'm with, it makes it not matter. It makes it not matter if you were purple, or what happens if, you know, you lose a limb, or you dye your hair, or, you know, other changes that could happen that maybe would be unexpected. I'm still gonna love you the same. If your personality is the same and everything you stand for is the same and everything that we connected on is the same, I'm still gonna love you. And even then, people change. As long as you change or grow, not change, as long as you grow into, you know, a better person and you learn from your mistakes, and, you know, you genuinely love me and want the best for us as a couple and for our lives, then I'm gonna love you no matter what. As far as a coming out story, I really don't have one. And I know that to some people is probably odd, but I really don't. I'm one of those people that kind of, this is gonna sound like bratty or whatever, but I'm one of those people that I really don't care. Like, I don't care what you think about my life. I don't care if you approve of what I do with my life. And I don't really care what you do with yours, you know? If you're not out there killing people or committing crimes or hurting people or whatever, then what's the big deal? Like, I don't understand. So that's how I kind of think that people should be portrayed. And that's how I look at people. If you're not hurting me, it's your life. I don't have to live it. And if I'm not hurting you, it's my life and you don't have to live it. So who cares? The first time I ever dated a girl, I didn't come out to anybody. I didn't announce it to anybody. I brought them around just like I brought around guys in the past. Who cares? It's not a big deal. And I think that that's how everybody should look at it. It's not like, you shouldn't be taken back like, oh shit. No, I think it should be part of the norm. Just like how back in the day, like when dating a different race, it wasn't acceptable. Like, that's totally acceptable now. Well, maybe not by everybody, but like, people don't second look at as much as they used to. And I think that that's how it should be with gay people. Now, some people might not agree with that. They might think that race and gay people are two different things, but to me, it's all the same. I look at people as people. So, all that being said, everybody, when they asked me, you know, how do you feel, like how do you identify now or whatever, I don't get offended. I'm not someone who gets offended. You could ask me pretty much anything in the book and I'm probably not going to get offended. So when people ask me these questions, it's not that I get offended, but you know, those aren't really things that I kind of think about myself. I'm just like, I don't know, like, do I have to be, am I still a lesbian because she was my girlfriend and now he's my boyfriend? Like, see, it confuses me to even think about it. Like, I get all like she, he, you know, like, no, who cares? And even the whole, like, you know, people that are transitioning and they get offensive about gender labels. Like, we're not here to label people. You know what I mean? Like, I get it when people do it to literally offend you, but if someone's doing it because they just kind of get slipped up and they don't mean to call you a girl when you transitioned into a guy, like, don't take it to heart. It happens. And that's what I'm super proud about with Mason, because he doesn't get offended when people say she, because you're transitioning from one gender to another. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's all I really have to say. Like, people are gonna have to transition from calling you a girl to a guy, or vice versa. So be comfortable with that. Be happy that people are supporting you. Be happy that you're able to do that. In some countries, they kill you for doing things like that. So just be happy is my point. Taking it back to, I really cannot stress enough how much I think, now I get everybody's families are different, everybody doesn't have it easy, but I just really think that if everybody looked at it how I look at it and see people as people, and really think and know that you do not have to live up to anybody's expectations but your own. You live up to your goals, your own. And of course, if you're with someone, you want to, you know, do it as a couple, but, you know, don't stay inside your body as someone you don't want to be, or don't live the lifestyle that you don't want to live for somebody else. You know, live and be who you want to be, and don't be forgiving for who you are. But yeah, so that's how I feel in the matter, and I don't know, that's really all I have to say. And my whole point in this entire video was to, number one, make you feel comfortable in your own skin, and let you guys know that it's okay to be who you are, down in your heart and in your soul. And it's okay to be with someone who's going through a transition. And also to fill you guys in on my love life and what's going on, because I know it can be confusing. You know, one minute you see me with a girl and the next minute I'm calling her a guy. You know, so I know there were a lot of questions, and feel free to load the questions on. I'm an open person, I'll tell you. So don't ask a question you don't want to know the answer to, pretty much. I hope this video was helpful to you guys, and I hope that you guys have an amazing day, an amazing month. Happy Pride, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.